Hello everyone and welcome to my geography class. In this class we are going to talk and discuss about the physical features of India. In this presentation we will talk about the third topic. The third topic is speaking about what? Let's see. First of all, I welcome to you all to the geography class. Next, our topic number 3 is speaking about northern plain. Physical features of India. We have seen in the first presentation and second presentation about the physical features. In the physical features we have seen about the Himalaya mountain, the young fold Himalaya mountain. And now in this video we are going to see about the northern plain. In that we will talk and discuss about the formation of the northern plain, and we are going to see about the bifurcation of northern plain. So let's move to talk and discuss about how the northern plain formed. So this is the example of one photograph here of northern plain. Figure number 2.5 I had taken from the NCERT textbook. So here women are there and you are seeing a flat land, the plain area. So this assumes agriculture land. Yes, it's correct, it's an agriculture land. Next, the northern plain has been formed by the interplay of the three major river systems, right? So here we are talking about the northern plain is formed by the three rivers. The three rivers plays a very important role. And what's the important role in that? We will see here what is the important role of the river for the formation of the northern plain. So in a very simple sentence, so mountains are there, from the mountains the rivers are flowing down. So the rivers are just doing the erosional work, and erosional work they are doing, all the erode material they are bringing from the top and to the slope, they are just depositing. Depositing after so many years this northern plain has formed. So next, this river system, mainly the Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra along with their tributaries. So this word is there, we have to little bit focus on that, what the word tributary means. So when one main river is moving and another river is coming from that side and pouring its water into the main river, so this river is going to be called as tributary. This is the main river, this main river is flowing and another river is coming and joining to this main river. So this river is going to be called as tributary because it is giving tribute, its water is merging into this water and this main stream is going on. So the Ganga is having number of tributaries. So in that Ganga, Gandak, Kosi, Ghagra, Yamuna, these all rivers are pouring their water and becoming the tributaries. So the word tributary is clear to you. So with this three rivers, Indus, Ganges and Brahmaputra, the northern plain is formed. Let's see now. This plain is formed of alluvial soil. So here in this plain, which type of soil is there? So the alluvial soil is present. So we are going to talk and discuss about alluvial soil again into the two types. Next, the deposition of the alluvial in the vast basin lying at the foothill of the Himalaya over the millions of years form this fertile plain. So as these three rivers are continuously from the millions of years, they are bringing the erode material and depositing there. So near the foothills of Himalaya, this plain is formed. Next, here you can see this. So this is the Himalaya region. So here the river is here. So rivers are bringing that all erode material depositing here. So this is the formation of the northern plain. So in the northern plain how formed? Due to this river. You can see here Yamuna river is there, Chambal river is there, Ganga river is there, Ghagra is there, Gandak is there, Kosi is there, Son is there, Brahmaputra river is here. So like that all the rivers, their depositional features making this whole plain which is called as northern plain. This part of the plain area is moved into Pakistan because this side is moving. These rivers are moving and moving in this. Next, it spread over an area of 7 lakh square kilometers. So the area is 7 lakh square kilometer, and the plain being about 2400 kilometer long and 240 to 320 kilometer broad. So long is 2400 kilometer and broad is up from 240 to 320 kilometer. Is a densely populated physiographic division. The reason why the word is speaking here, it is densely populated. It is densely populated because it's a plain area. So the plain area is talking about the physiographic feature which is very important, the northern plain. Because for the agriculture purpose, for the water purpose, there is no hills over there. So the plain area is there, the good fertile land is available for doing the agriculture. So that's why it is densely populated, because all the peoples love to live on a plain land only, where there is a availability of the resources. The plain area will be there, the land is fertile, they can do agriculture, they can construct their home and many more activities they can do, because the area is plain, and that's why it is densely populated. Then with a rich soil covered with a combined of adequate water supply. Here the water supply, because number of the rivers are there, and the favorable climate, it is agriculturally a productive part of India. For on the basis, if we are seeing about agriculture productivity, so this northern plain is very important, because the favorable climate is there, availability of water is there, and the plain area and the good fertile soil is available here. Next, this northern plain is talking about densely populated and the favorable climate and plus the availability of natural resources. Next, the river coming from the northern mountain are involved in the depositional work. From the northern one they are coming and doing the depositional work, as I stated to you. So this part is speaking about it. In the lower course, due to the gentle slope, the velocity of the river decrease. The velocity of the river, when the river is coming from the height, so when in the lower course, its velocity is going to be reduced, which result in the formation of the river line islands. So how the river line islands is formed? And in India, where is the river islands? So let's see where it is. It's a very interesting aside for you. So Majuli or Manjuli is a river island in the Brahmaputra river, Assam, and in 2016 it became the first island to be made a district of India. So let's see the photograph of that island, so you can understand about how the river is making one island. See, the what is there and this island is there. Another photograph form. So, world largest river island in Assam. Next, moving to the next topic, the rivers in the lower coast split into the number of channels due to the deposition of slip. So this slits, with this deposition of the slits, what is going to happen to the lower coast? The river is going to divide into different number of the channels. So these channels are known as distributary. First we talked about the tributary. Now we are going to talk about what is distributary. When one single river is moving, so when the one single river is moving and the river is opening the different mouth here and flowing, so the water is divided. So this water will come there, this water will go in that direction, this direction, this direction, this direction. So that is going to be, water is distributed. So the word is here distributary. When the one single stream of the water is divided into number of the stream, that is the water is divided, that particular channel of the river is also going to be called as a one river, another name. So that is going to be called as distributary. When the one main river's water is divided into number of the channels, that channels are going to be called as distributary. So here is the clarification on tributaries and distributary is over. Next, The northern plain is broadly divided into three sections. So what are the three sections we will see? The northern plain is divided into basically the three sections. The western part of the northern plain is referred to be the Punjab, formed by the Indus and tributary. The Indus River and its tributary forming the Punjab Himalaya or the northern plain. Then the largest part of this plain lies in Pakistan. As I have shown you in the figure, the largest part is moving into the Pakistan after the partition of India. The Indus and its tributary. So the tributaries, the Indus is one single river and its tributaries, another river, Jhelum, Chena, Ravi and these and Satluj originated in the Himalaya. And this section of the plain is dominated by Doab. So Doab, what is there? We are going to see. Next, the Ganga plain extends between the Bhadra and Tista. We have seen first one, the Punjab plain. Here we are talking about the Ganga plain and the Bhadra and Tista. Between that, the plain is there. It is spread over the states of North India. So North Indian states, which are the states? Haryana, Delhi, UP and Bihar. So partly Jharkhand and West Bengal to the east and particularly in Assam lie the Brahmaputra plain. So it's finally we are talking about for the three rivers. The three rivers are Indus, Ganges and Brahmaputra. So Indus talking about the Indus plain, which we are talking as a northern plain or a Punjab one. Then we are talking about the Ganges plain and Brahmaputra plain and its extension from this part to this part to this part. Next. So the northern plain is described as a flat land because the land is flat, as we have seen the figure number 1. In that we are seeing the movements are standing and the area is plain, flat area with no variations in its relief. So is it not true? So why is it not true? Because we are going to see some features of that. So these vast plains also have the diverse relief features according to the variation in the relief features. So what are they? We will see. So the northern plain can be divided into 4 regions. We are in upcoming slides we will see about how the northern plain is divided into the 4 regions. Okay. Next, the river after descending from the mountain deposit pebbles. Small pebbles are deposited in a narrow belt of about 8 to 16 kilometer breadth lying the parallel to the slope of Shivalik is known as Bhabar. So here the first point is coming about the section of that we are talking about Bhabar. So Bhabar is what about that? The pebbles which the river is bringing from the mountain and at the lower side they are just depositing and their belt is about 8 to 16 kilometer in which parallel to the slopes of the Shivalik. So Shivalik is the last range. We talked about Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. So in our Shivda Himalaya says, so the last one, the Shivalik one at the slope, this part is there. So that part is going to be called as Bhabar, where the deposition of the pebbles are there. Next, all the streams disappear in the Bhabar belt. South of this belt and the stream and the river re-merge. So remerge and create a wet and marshy and marsh region known as Terai. So another features we are talking about this northern plain. So it's Terai. So this Terai is talking about what? Swampy, wet and marshy region. So where the streams are disappear and again in the Bhabar belt, but south to the Bhabar belt what is going to happen? The streams are again re-merging coming out. So pebbles are there, so water is moving down, so it's not visible over there. So it's look, the river is disappeared. But what's happened after that? The wet swampy and the marshy region which is going to be called as again the water is moving. So this was the forest region full of wildlife and the forests have been cleared, creating agricultural land and to settle migrants from the Pakistan after the partition. After the Pakistan, whatever the migrant came to India, India. For their settlement purpose, this land was cleared, and for the agriculture purpose and for settlement purpose. So here, so Dudhwa National Park in this region. So you have to locate this Dudhwa Park in this location. That is your homework. So please notice, locate the Dudhwa National Park in this region. I will give you few seconds to just copy down this question. Where is Dudhwa National Park? And you have to locate it and you have to find it. Next, the larger part of the northern plain is formed with the old alluvium. So what is the meaning of old alluvium? So alluvial side is dividing into two, older one and the younger one. So it lies above the floodplains of the rivers and present a terrace-like feature. So this part is known as Bhangar. So Bhangar, first we talked about Bhabar, then Tirai. Now we are going to talk about what? The two features of this. They are the Bhangar and Khadar. So Bhangar is the old one and with the deposits of lots of conquered small stones, which is locally known as Bhangar. So moving forward to discuss about the two types of alluvial soil, Khadar and Bhangar. So Bhangar is the old one and Khadar is the new one. And the newer younger deposit of the floodplains are called as Khadar. So here you can have, they are renewed almost every year and also fertile, ideal for intensive agriculture. So here we are taking a pause to categorize the alluvial soils divided into the Bhangar, the old one, and Khadar, the new one. And Bhangar includes small pebbles there that concurred in that, and the Khadar they don't have, and Khadar is more fertile and Bhangar is less fertile. So the question can appear in the examination for the 3 marks. Differentiate between Khadar and Bhangar or Bhangar and Khadar. So Bhangar is the old alluvium soil and Khadar is the new one, younger one. Next, here we are going to have the overview, whatever we studied here. So this overview is very important. So I request you, please make a note of all the overview, because it's very important to have one feature, and it's all the features which I am giving you here. You please note of it. First we talked about how the northern plain is formed. So we have seen about the northern plain is formed by the role played by the major 3 rivers. The 3 rivers are Indus, Ganges and Brahmaputra. Then next we have seen about its extension, from where to where it is moving. So it's all about the 7 lakh square kilometer, and the extension we already talked about, 240 kilometer long and 242, here it's 10 is missing, 2400 kilometer it is long and 240 kilometer to 320 kilometer broad. So the rivers that flows to the plain from the mountain are involved the devotional work, and their devotional work are categorized into the 4 topic. That is the Babar, then Tirai, then Bhangar and Khadar. Then difference in the relief caused the northern plain having the 4 reasons which I talked about, the Babar, Tirai, Bhangar and Khadar. So please make a note of it. I am giving you few seconds. Please copy it down. It's very important. The difference in the relief causes the northern plain have the 4 reasons: Babar, Tirai, Bhangar and Khadar. And I stated you about there will be a difference between the Bhangar and Khadar. The difference is going to be asked on the basis of Bhangar and Khadar. Differentiate between. So Bhangar is the old alluvium and Khadar is the younger one. So here we are finishing this topic. In this topic what we learn about the second physiographic features of our motherland, our India, that is the northern plain, and how the northern plain is formed. What are the features of it we have seen. How it is going to be divided into 4 regions we have seen: the Babar, the Tirai, and how the 3 marks question will come to differentiate between the Khadar and Babur on this two. What do you mean by Terai? What is the meaning of Babur? It can be of that. Then write the physiographic features, that means the northern plain, into a detailed one. 5 marks question can be given. So by this we are ending here. So lastly, I want to thank each and everyone for being attentive in this class and watching this video. If any doubt and difficulty is there, you can please approach to me. You can please let me know about that, and we are going to see in the next presentation your doubt and difficulty. So in the upcoming presentation, we are going to see about the Peninsular Plateau and its features. So till now, take care and Jai Hind.